Here's a short story about a guy who's 25 years old and definitely a late bloomer in terms of relationship, dating, all that. Gets into his very first relationship with a gal who just graduated school, and to no surprise, she was using him for his resources, and he didn't know any better. However, our guy here is not completely dumb and catches up real quick on reality and handles things quite well in the end by redeeming himself on multiple fronts. And that'll be a good one to go over here, guys, making the point that by a lot of times, gals, once they get out of college, they're looking for that guy who they would normally not give the time of day to for resources, a guy they can easily get to propose to them, lead them to the altar, get a husband, all that, because they're rushing before age 30. You must be careful. And if you are new to relationships and all that, understand that. And this guy here messes up in the beginning, but catches on to reality real quick. Title: Am I the jerk for having a one-night stand post-checking out from the relationship after giving my girlfriend an ultimatum to leave my place because she cheated on me twice? And I shout out to AM for sending this story. Now listen to this. It says, I'm 25, and also my girlfriend, she is 23. We've been dating each other for a year. Things have not been so great over the last few months, with me trying to work things out between us financially. She's a freeloader, currently looking out for a job ever since she finished her undergrad a few months ago. We are staying together at a small rented apartment. She had moved in with me 4 months into dating, just around the time of completion of her graduation, financed by me. Smack! Oh my God, moved in 4 months after dating, right when she's about to graduate. In other words, she needs to obviously have a place to live, and she doesn't want to get a job, so she'll have this sucker do it, because he doesn't know any better, as a lot of young guys don't until it's too late. I landed in my job a year ago, and I'm trying my best to keep up with the software industry while also wanting to experience dating and relationships. I always craved one so badly, and this was my first. Right here. Right here. Now we could say he was focused on school and all that, but I'm guessing he probably just was not the type of guy that girls are chasing for. But now he has his job and some resources. Now some are paying attention to use him. The job requires me to keep learning on the go and contribute at the workplace, so I had to spend a lot of time working outside hours to stay relevant, which created some distance between us emotionally. That's not why she cheated, dude, or used you, because she's just a piece of crap. Well, during this time, she cheated on me the first time with some stranger while she was out with her girls. In other words, on a girls' night. We talked about it, had our fights, disagreements, and I didn't have the backbone back then to break up with her. Smack! Because you didn't know. And then he's thinking this is the only hoo-ha I've ever had. And watch what happens. But don't worry, our guy will catch up. I chose to forgive her since I was partly to blame as well. No, you weren't. No, you... Smack! She made you feel that way to justify her actions. As part of forgiving her, I told her to be serious with her job attempts and cut off her girls, or at least meet them less frequently to show me some progress, or how serious she was about the reconciliation. Please, she was probably laughing with her girlfriends like, I cheated and he took me back, ha ha ha. She's going to do the same thing over again. That was my mistake. At first, she did put in effort seriously, but she went back to her old ways and stopped being serious about her job attempts and the preparations. She was lousy at maintaining our place and began to increase the frequency of the meetups with the girls. See? Because she knew there was no consequences. She still gets to stay there rent-free, have this guy pay for everything, finance her lifestyle, doesn't even probably cook or clean or take care of the place, and can go out and hang out with the girls. I bet he probably gave her money to hang out with her girlfriends and cheat. This is why guys need information like I do on this channel. Well, 2 weeks ago, I found out once again, no surprise, that she cheated on me with the same stranger. Brother, she's probably doing it the whole time. I haven't asked her, nor I need to know anything more about how they met again. Honestly, they might be having an affair behind me, and that might be more probable. Dude, guaranteed. Anyway, I gave her an ultimatum to move out within a month, with or without any job. I don't care anymore. A month? How about like today? Well, probably, depending where they live, she may have some rights, even though it's absurd. I wanted her out at any cost, and I'm not sure what triggered within her, maybe some advice from her girlies, but she began to love bomb me, trying to keep our place tidy and clean, cooking meals with every knowledge she had, and trying to project an image of a reformed person. See, she's perfectly capable of cooking and taking care of the place, but she chose not to do it before because she knew there's no problem. And she figures, I'm just going to do this for a couple weeks, give him a peck on the cheek, maybe a little action, and I'll go back to the same thing as before. Well, I wasn't as naive as before. I said to her, I'm not going to be melted by her behavior, nor I want her to be a stay-at-home girlfriend. She tried to downplay the cheating again to keep me. I didn't argue, I didn't yell, I went out that night. I went out to a bar, had some drinks, flirted the hell with some strangers, got one girl, and we made out in the parking lot. Hey, now some people are labeling him as a cheater, but he's telling her, I want you out. He's breaking up with her. It's not like he's with her. Well, I returned to my place in the morning. I told her to pack up her things, and she didn't listen to me. She tried to love bomb me again and gaslight me. I said I cheated too, and now we're even. And I didn't feel one iota of regret doing this whole thing. Emotionally, I already checked out by that time. I didn't do this to make her feel bad. I did this to prove a point. To say that I don't need her in my life or she's adding any value to me in any aspect. I said so loudly with my actions than words this time around. Well, hey, he was kicking her out. He said, we're done. End of story. She's lucky she got a month. Again, probably where they live, she may have some rights as a tenant, so to speak. But if that wasn't the case, I'd boot her out right then and there. Just as coldly, I led her a bit forcibly out of my place and locked the door. I guess a month was too long. She screamed and yelled in the hallway for a while, and I didn't budge. Eventually she left, probably to stay at one of her girls' houses or that stranger's place. I didn't care anymore, and I was done by this point. Good for you, bro. The problem is that depending where you live, she could call the cops and say that you got rough with her. And that's all she needs to do to make your life a living hell. Or depending where you live, if they have certain tenant laws and stuff like that, she may have to be there for a month or something like that, or have a written eviction or something like that. So this could come back to bite him in the butt. But I'm glad he got rid of her and all that. It's pretty funny. He's learning. I'm planning to look for a new place where probably rent is less and then weed out memories with her at my current place. I'm not going to seek relationships actively this time around. My job, my life matters more than being a good guy at this point. I know I might have cheated technically, I might be a jerk for that too, but her actions hurt our chances more than anything else. Goodbye, Jade. If you somehow read this post, you deserve this fate. Well, good for him. Yes, he should not have gotten with her that quickly. Yes, he should have kicked her out the second she cheated. But he was naive. He was new to this whole thing. But he learned the second time, and that's good. End of story. He learned he can also get a chick. Maybe he was flaunting some money, I don't know, or telling what he does for a living to get the girl. But he got some ass. Hopefully wore protection. And I'm glad he kicked her out. Again, legally that may be a problem, but who the hell knows. But there you go, guys. Better late than never. Some guys are late bloomers, but they do learn. And this could be truly his R-pill moment. It can be totally different at this point forward. Now some comments here. This first one was from a woman. Let me make that clear. She says, I think you handled it rather well once you realized what a piece of shit she was. You were only a place to stay until somebody else came along. She was actively looking. This is a woman saying this. Worry about yourself for a while and don't be rushing into cohabitation this time around. Feel no guilt because you're guilty of nothing. Good. I like to hear a woman saying he's not guilty. Another one. This is from another chick. She says, well done. You deserve better from a relationship and gave her more than enough opportunities to show you she cared for you. You ended the relationship before you had your dalliance, so you're not a cheater. Some could claim you're a fast mover, but I don't think that's the case either. You knew she checked out months ago, so of course you're emotionally distanced yourself. Since the first time she cheated, congrats on prioritizing yourself. Amen. So good for him. I like to hear how this ended. So it shows you guys you can make mistakes, but you can redeem yourself.